Hello, welcome to the Kristen Willow Show. I'm your host, Kristen Wolosinovich, and in the hot seat, one of my dearest, dearest friends, Dale Weighill.
Hey! What's up?
What's up?
Sup?
And that's how the associate vice president for the advancement,
Should I just say
institutional advancement, what? 10 years, I still can't say it. Go ahead.
Associate Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Mott Community College.
Woo! And that's how your staff greets you, isn't it?
In the morning, I require it. It's part of the job description.
And why is your title so long?
That's above my pay grade. You got to ask HR and probably...
Oh, they picked that?
Probably Dr. Beverly Walker-Graffia, my boss. I think she's the one that came up with that. You know her.
I love Dr. Beverly. Shout out, because big news, big announcement.
She is retiring. So I'll say that this is her last week after 10 years of leading Mott Community College.
Oh my gosh, I need her tomorrow.
I think she's going out of town today. And
I need her today. What time is she leaving?
That I don't know, and if I knew, I couldn't tell you. Dr. Beverly Walker-Graffia, award-winning president, CEO of the year for all community colleges 2 years ago across the whole country, has really reformed our institution, made it more student-focused and student-centric, and changing lives for our students every day through her initiatives and programming and leadership. She's been with us 10 years, announced her retirement maybe 2 months ago. June 30th is her last day, and then who knows what we'll be doing.
Wow.
Maybe we'll be running around
Can we do is there any breaking news we could...
Well, all I can tell you is that we have a board of trustees at the college elected, countywide pretty much is the district, and there's 7 of them, and they get to choose an interim, so a temporary president, and then they'll have a process that they will unveil at some point to have a permanent new president, hopefully by sometime this fall.
Will it be president of Mott and institutional advancement at Mott Community College?
I can say at this moment, no. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Plus
okay,
my
that's been our show,
stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Breaking news that there is no breaking news.
Well, that's too bad because you're quite a gift. However, I know, knowing you and us being very close friends, me trying to be your girlfriend, but that's not going to happen. But knowing how many hats you wear currently within Mott and within the community. So
yeah, I have a lot going on, and it's very satisfying and rewarding, and I think I'm making a difference.
100.
In the things that I do.
We'll get to that because you definitely are. And back to Dr. Beverly real quickly. So I met her probably a year and a half into her taking the position at Mott and not being from Flint and coming in. You know, Flint's a tough nut.
Yep.
We all know that. And she's so smooth and she's so genius. But what I love about her was when I met her, of course, I name dropped you. Why wouldn't I?
And she said, who?
I just started yesterday.
I think I actually brought her to your radio show. I was her driver that day.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the first time you met her, but I definitely brought her early on.
No, I'll tell you, when I first met her, how I knew she was like a superstar.
Yeah.
Was because when I met her, you know, she was just lovely and cordial. And then Mila was playing softball and volleyball at the time.
At Mott.
She went to all of Mila's games. Mm-hmm. So met her, told her about Mila first. Yeah. You were second, sorry. Okay. And then she went to all of Mila's games, and I was like, oh, this woman is so amazing.
24/7 leader.
100. And now leaving the position, right? What a footprint.
And guess where she's going? Here's breaking news. Governor Whitmer is pulling Dr. Beverly into her cabinet at the state level. So Dr. Beverly is going to be the director of something. It's an acronym, and I don't know all the words, but it's MILEAP, so MILEAP, and it is a new department at the state level in the governor's cabinet where they are working on pre-K education all the way through the timeline or the pipeline, whatever you want to call it, up to higher ed. So Dr. Beverly obviously is leading a community college, higher education, but she is always had a passion for young children, early childhood. That's what her PhD is in. Mm-hmm. So she's now going to get to work on the continuum for the whole state of education from when a child is born all the way through college years. And so she's leading the governor's efforts beginning in July for that initiative.
No better person to do that job.
No, she's fantastic.
And you know what else, real quickly, I'll add about her is that when she came in, again, from out of state or coming in not knowing anyone, she had no bias, right? Mm-hmm. So she didn't care who anyone was. She led with the highest integrity, treated everyone so remarkable, and which is how you should be in general.
Very ethical leadership, hardest working person I've ever met. We should say that she's the first woman president of Mott and also the first African-American president in our 100-year history.
Yes.
So Mott was founded in 1923 as Flint Junior College.
Flint JC, baby.
Flint FJC, lots of alums out there. We're now Mott as of the early 1970s, but we had male and white presidents for years. And
shocker.
That won't surprise anyone who's looked at the country's history that's the dominant leadership pattern for a lot of reasons. But she broke the mold and
not only broke the mold. It's not like women face, adversity in a leadership role with power. They get combated probably,
of course,
quite a bit. But, and she's the first, she comes in and I'm sure people tried to cut her off at the knees. In fact, I would bet money on it in the beginning. And for her to just lead with such grace. It was like, oh, I love her. I love you, Dr.
Fortitude
Beverly.
and grace and dignity. Yeah.
And shut out the noise. And did it her way.
Well, here's the other thing. Her tenure, she came in 2014. The following year, the water crisis broke.
Yeah.
And then we had a pandemic where we had to shut the whole institution down, at least in person, and move everyone online in the space of a week or 2 weeks. That's no ezy task. So leadership at a community college is no easy task in regular circumstances because it's basically you're running a small city almost.
100%.
Thousands of students, multiple campuses, main campus, satellite campuses, a million different things going on, a million challenges, and she certainly rose to it. Fist bump.
Boom, I wish you were taking that spot too, but that's a different show.
Maybe if I could clone myself.
Tell me a little bit. So what people don't know too is that he wears many hats within Mott and within the community. Tell me a little bit, Michigan Reconnect.
So Michigan Reconnect is a statewide program, speaking of Governor Whitmer and the legislature, bipartisan effort. So Republicans and Democrats came together.
Love it.
And this is an outgrowth of what we all went through in the pandemic and the first responders and the people on the front lines in the service industry. We realized that there's this whole group of adults who do not have a college education in Michigan. Maybe they started and they didn't finish, or they, left high school and started a family and just, set aside higher ed and their education. So what the governor and the legislature put through is something called Michigan Reconnect, where at the moment, if you're 21 or older in the state of Michigan,
I just turned, so
and
I fit it.
You're just over the hump.
Thank you.
I love it. If you're 21 or older in the state of Michigan, you can, and you don't have a degree yet, you can come to your local community college, in this case Mott, and come for free. Your tuition's covered, books are covered, some supplies. We also have all sorts of other services that are aside from Michigan Reconnect that we use to support students.
Right.
But know that the principal barriers, which are tuition usually, and supplies and books,
and
those are
mindset,
covered.
really, that they won't have access to it because they don't have the funds.
What the governor and the legislature and we want to do as a community college is get people educations. And it doesn't even have to be an associate's degree. You can go into what we would call the non-credit side of the house, so workforce development, certificates, so you can immediately leave in a short-term program and work on cars or HVAC or electrical. We have all of that at the college. All of that from there to getting associate's degrees in different fields, nursing, or
anything.
Yeah, just about anything. We've got over 100 programs at the college.
That's just it. I think it's so surprising that what you offer, people they think it's just, an associate's. They don't know that there's so many technical.
Yeah, technical degrees. Yep.
It's pretty impressive and amazing. And the other thing a lot of people don't know is that Mott helps with transportation, with childcare. They have the Lenore Crowdy
Family Life Center.
Family Life Center.
Yeah.
And that, I have chills. You know, I love that Crowdy family, love Lenore.
Yeah.
And let's talk just briefly about Lenore, what a leader she was in the community.
Yeah, so she's also a trailblazer. Lenore Crowdy was on our board at the elected board member for Mott for 30 years. I think it was 29 and a half, but I'm going to round up. Sorry, I keep hitting this microphone.
I know, it's weird.
And it reverberates in my ears. I can hear it every time I do it.
It's fine.
Can you edit that part out?
No, don't.
All right, so.
Please, because I'm going to say one word, casserole, and it's called karma.
Yeah, you've just triggered my PTSD. But getting back to Lenore Crowdy, monumental figure in the community, also trailblazer, African-American woman, our board chair for 20 of her 29 years. And students were her focus, especially their personal circumstances.
Sure.
People go to college, especially community
to
colleges.
Get knowledge.
They go to get knowledge, but they're also sometimes living on life's bubble. You know, maybe they're
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Housing insecure. Maybe they've got family issues. Maybe I feel like your therapist right now. Okay. Hang in there, KW. So the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center was established not to do tutoring and academic stuff, but to take care of those personal issues. Vouchers
I'm going
for
there right after the show.
You got to be a student. Are you a student?
I can be one. Give me your hat. I'll wear it backwards.
So sign up immediately, and we got transportation vouchers, early childhood. So if you have a little one, you can get your little one in a high-quality early childhood program while you're pursuing a degree at Mott.
Yes.
And they're safe and sound in learning your little one in our Family Life Center named after Mrs. Crowdy.
And go ahead.
We have student emergency funds, so if your car breaks down, we can help you, get the engine fixed or whatever
I have a story to that.
Food pantry. Hey, I'm not done.
I'm there.
Okay. I feel like I should be. Tell us about.
Well, real quick, interject.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to work hard on that. But real quickly, Mila's car broke down during Mott.
She was a student.
She was, and she said, it's over. It's the end of the world, right?
Yep.
At 19. She's playing softball, and she's living in the boys' baseball house. All of those girls were. She wasn't the only one, Dale, okay? Sorry, Mila, to call you out. Sorry to call her out. But her car broke down. What am I going to do? I need $600. I go, I'll take care of it. She goes, oh, right, you will. And she already knows. I will. Called Dale. Dale sent her an or something to fill out, right?
Student emergency fund application.
Exactly. And got the money within 24 hours. And I just smiled.
And just the big picture on this is students are on the life's bubble sometimes in a lot of ways. We don't want something small, relatively small, like a flat tire or a car problem or a big consumer's bill to throw them off.
Right.
I mean,
and it does. It does with these kids,
we
especially
have stories,
now.
We have stories of students who are now in their 30s who said, I started at Mott and this and this and this happened, and I just couldn't focus on college, and it was not my priority, and I had to double down on family and work because I had these issues going on. We want to remove those barriers as much as possible, and that's what the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center is designed to do.
It's amazing. Shout out to Lenore and her amazing sons, and especially my guy, Sean Crowdy.
Sean comes up to us in the community. I'll be out and about, and he'll say, how's my mom's building?
He posts pictures, and he identifies as Lenore's son.
Right.
I don't get that from the girls, but I'm hoping the grandsons. That's my grandma. Oh, Junior said, I love you, Grandma. I go, oh, I love you too.
Grandkids are always better.
They are. And he said, I said, I love you too. He said, I'm just being truthful.
I love it.
Thank you. I did that. My blue blood. So real quickly, you have a big gig coming up. We'll get this out within 24 hours, so it'll be timely.
So this is separate from Mott College, right?
I'm sorry. I'm transitioning too soon because there's, the Thumb Correctional. Tell me a little bit.
Let me just really
graduation.
give a plug. So this is putting my Mott hat back on.
Well, we're still on, I forgot.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't cut that either, Zach.
We, at the college, probably in 2017, we started a program to educate prisoners, inmates, who are housed in the Thumb Correctional Facility, which is in Lapeer.
Okay.
And 2 Wednesdays ago, I was able to go to their graduation. We had 44 prisoners, this is the Michigan prison system, graduate with associate's degrees. The vast majority had honors. Some had 4.0s. And at the ceremony, I'm going to mention a name that you're going to know, and you're probably going to riff on it. Christopher Swanson was the guest speaker. Sheriff Christopher Swanson. Is this where we do this?
That's my guy.
Another friend of the show.
That's my guy.
So he was the guest speaker and revved everyone up. And it was wonderful seeing people who made bad choices in
a small window of bad choices changed the trajectory of their entire life.
And some of these bad choices are quite severe, of course, because it's prison.
They're in federal prison.
But if many of them want to learn, want to focus on themselves, and they are trying to move past those bad choices,
100.
knowing that they're going to exit the Thumb Correctional Facility and become returning citizens. And what better way to prepare them than to have them graduate with an associate's degree right before they get out.
And then it's they become civilians, and now they have empowerment, leadership, and confidence to go out and change their community.
There was one student who had been in there 36 years and went through the program, got his associates, and is now out. And can you imagine being incarcerated 36 years, an entirely different world that you come out to with technology and, just trying to figure out how do I access housing and resources. We
have friends of the show that one was incarcerated and didn't do it, was wrongly pointed out.
Sure.
Pointed.
That happens.
And did 36 years and then got out. U of M. Well, they have that. The lawyers have that separate thing to go in and litigate for them to be their defense.
These are people that investigate the cases and realize that the person was wrongly convicted.
Is innocent. And then Mandrick, we have Mandrick too.
It's an innocence project, essentially.
That's what it is. And I'm a wordsmith, but I think it's because I'm going to be old next month is my birthday. Yay.
Happy birthday.
Don't do it. It's overkill. I don't want it to be about me all the time.
Woo.
So anyways, 36 years. And then we experienced it with him because he had remember Darnell? He had just got out of prison and he's just smiling ear to ear. He's happy and he maintained a happiness. He wasn't hardened by it. And the other prisoners called him, what they call him, Zach? Remember the student? Because all he did was study law, and pushed his innocence because he was sincerely innocent. Mandrick made a bad choice, owns it, did the same. They come out, there's internet, social media, craziness, and then shortly after a pandemic, because that was about 2019 when they were with us quite a bit. They're still we just love them because they're out there making a change.
Yep. One of the many stories in our community of people coming out of a difficult situation and making a difference for themselves, their families, and their community.
Isn't that everyone, though? Real quickly, I wrote down a note because this really, I want to ask you about your opinion on this, of your initiatives now to push everyone through, to offer this college opportunity, which is unbelievable. Take advantage of it. The narrative now is you don't need a degree.
Who started that narrative?
The kids.
The kids?
Not Lainey. She just graduated. Congratulations, Lainey. Yeah. PR, social media, Grand Valley, traveled, studied abroad in Italy for a year. I hit the mother load.
Oh my goodness.
Supermodeled.
I might hire her away from me.
Oh, you're not the only one. His mother, the hotel. Oh, she's in high demand.
Marketable skills.
I don't want to talk about it. Moving on. Okay. Mott Community College.
Can I just say the narrative that you don't need college? So, I don't know. So, data shows that you're much more likely to have a better income long term, on average, if you have a college education, even if it's just a certificate or an associate's degree, and certainly with a bachelor's and beyond. There are certainly examples out there of people who don't have that, but the fact that an influencer on TikTok is able to somehow parlay no formal education into success doesn't mean that
that's for everyone.
Many people can do that.
It's feast or famine out there.
I would suggest that, why don't you do both? If you're insistent on being an influencer or in sports and you don't feel education is for you, or you musician or whatever, Great.
Rapper.
I said musician. That includes rappers.
You meant rapper.
They're part of the Venn diagram. And so
Mr.
you can pursue that, but
Dictionary breath.
You need to have a backup. And
I'm in total
education
agreement.
is backup. And I knew you were asking that to sort of prompt me to give sort of a contrary opinion, which I've done.
You did do that. I'm of the same mindset. I am in, I can see if someone has that grit and persistence and that tenacity and they're born with it and they're wired with it. But even with that, oh my goodness, buckle up.
Yeah.
Because it's feast or famine and there's highs and massive highs and massive lows. And it's not for the faint of heart or thick skin. And look, being an entrepreneur, I have an undergrad, my U of M, my MBA. I have my PhD program pinned because I wrote so much for the magazine that I couldn't write anymore. But I think ChatGPT is going to be my best friend. Just kidding. It'll be all my content. However, Vajos, I wrote a long story. It was overworded. And Vajos threw it to your mom. It doesn't even make sense. It was about John Allen.
Yes.
And Shantae's love story.
I know them well.
And it's so passionate. I'm not going to tell it. I'll tell it off
So this
air.
was like a stream of consciousness.
Oh, it was so
Kristen
beautiful.
W.
And I loved it. And me and Vajos fight during editing time. We can't even be in the same room.
Your editor
Though
was
he's
like,
my
"What
date
is
to
this?"
Mila's wedding. And he said, I'm wearing black, like your heart. I said, no, you're not. You're wearing champagne, bro. You're matching my dress.
He sounds like an encourager.
Oh, he's a
guy.
real treat. So we'll talk offline about that. So anyways, my thing is I can see that small demographic that will get. But even with all the success and money and abundance and houses and cars, I see them also wanting that, that goal, that bucket list goal, which is a degree as well.
Yeah.
Because
and
when
it's
they
not
get in
just to check it off, right? It's, hopefully
it's
you're
meaningful.
pursuing it for multiple reasons. And part of the meaning is that you're expanding your critical thinking skills. You're learning about things you didn't know about. You're becoming, in some ways, a better citizen who can be active in the community, more fully.
It's a game changer for them. I think when they get into it thinking they never needed it, they go, wow, there's so much more to it. They come into it and they have wealth. Then they also are, more likely to go, okay, let's spread some of this goodness around and help and support the community.
They have a
It just
larger
becomes
vision of the world, themselves, others.
It starts to, the ego, the narcissism, because it can, turn into that when you become successful. But a lot of them, and I know this to be true, like the top 1%, because I have a very close top 1% friend who he and I might butt heads on things because, our philosophy and our philanthropic efforts is a lot of them hoard they sit on that money. So now we have this dichotomy of the haves and the way haves and the way have nots.
Right.
And the middle are like going, what in the world is happening? I can't even afford my house. Like I worry about Mila and Robbie, 2 baby boys.
Sure.
She's doing hair. He gets up at 5 a.m., works diligently. They still can't make ends meet. And they got 2 babies and they work around the clock.
Right.
It's hard. So here's the point, kids. Get into school because that degree certainly adds a lot of credibility for a higher income bracket.
And if I may, we're in a moment where, especially at community colleges like Mott, whether it's Michigan Reconnect or some other form of aid, we've got all sorts of options. And so just give us a call, go to the website, come to campus in Flint, and say, this is who I am, this is what my goals are, my aspirations, and how can you help me, Mott Community College, get to where I want to be? And then we will take you by the hand and lead you through.
I love you. Wait, I love Mott, and you're Mott, and I love you.
Thank you.
So real quickly, you have a big event coming up this end of this week.
Is this where I take my hat off?
Yeah, go
figuratively?
ahead. Okay, yeah.
So one of the...
Now we're putting on the Dale. Now he's not
my
VP.
extracurricular. I'm a Genesee County Commissioner for the 8th District.
Oh, bragger.
Western side of the county. So my district is Flushing Township, Flushing City, part of Flint Township, Clayton Township, and then all of Swartz Creek. It's a big geographic area. All outside the city of Flint, western side up to Shiawassee County. And running for re-election. And I have a big garden party, birthday party combo at my home in Flint Township Friday night from 5 to 8. And I'm looking forward to you being there and maybe bringing a little something.
Okay, so real quickly to end this, because it's ending. This is a very bougie event. Dale and his husband sang our like upper echelon. It's a beautiful garden party. Their house is unbelievable. So when you knock on the door, you go in, there's 2 people that greet you, take your coat, and then he'll formally, himself or Sang, his husband, will formally greet you and then walk you into the party. This is what they do. So my first one, I thought, I'm going to bring a dish. You don't bring dishes to this. So I go to VG's and spend $150 on brie cheese, and I'm talking to one of my besties, Lisa Metropolis, shout out. No, it wasn't. It was over $120 at VG's, and it was brie, and I bought crackers and grapes.
We got pictures with the price tag.
So he walks in and he goes, "Oh, you brought something?"
Then I smiled.
Go see Sang. Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, go see Sang in the kitchen." Look, I'm turning into you because I'm getting escalated. So I go and see Sang, and Sang goes, "Oh, you brought something? I guess you're going to need a plate." I go, "Yeah, I'm going to. I'm so stupid at this point." He gets me a beautiful white plate because everything's white plated. I put together my beautiful charcuterie. And he goes, "Put it out there." Okay, there's no room on the table. It's feng shui. It's perfectly
everything
positioned.
Made by Sang.
Sang made everything. It's inches apart, beautifully. I mean, it's like out of a book.
Handmade dumplings, papaya salad.
So go put it out there. There's no room. So I put it like on a corner and go about and have the best time. I come back.
Wedge of cheese and 3 grapes.
So anyways.
Maybe 4.
End of the party, everything is gone. My whole cheese tray is full. I think someone took 2 bites, and I think it was me. So I said, "You know what? Screw them." Then it came to me. They knew, set me up for disaster. So my birthday was that month. It was a big birth bash at Market Tap. They come, and we're sitting down, and I'm opening my gift and thanking them and loving on them. And they go, "Sorry, we didn't bring a dish to pass." And I said, "That's not funny." And Dale goes, "Saying, what'd she bring, like a casserole? Did she bring a casserole?"
I kind of blanked it out.
And now that's our running joke. Like, he goes, "This Friday's your night. Bring your casserole." Oh, I'm bringing the best green bean casserole. I'm picking the beans. I'm buying the condensed mushroom soup.
In a can.
Oh, you wait for it.
Heat it up on the stove.
Put those onion toppings. And I'm going to burn it, too, a little bit. And that might be passive-aggressive.
This is why we love you.
That's passive-aggressive, but I'm working on a lot of my shortcomings. Can't you tell? Well, listen, one of my best friends, I go to him.
Thank you for having me on.
Not only brilliant, genius, community leader, so distinguished, works a room like no other because he sincerely cares for every single person. Associate Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Mott Community College. Ooh. I do get a clap for that.
You did great.
Yeah, because I'm still congested. And then check Mott Community College out. This is my Botox, my filler on my lips. And go online, call, get in there. They're offering free education, free tuition, free books. I'm sorry. Hi. No brainer on that, as well as family support, child care support, transportation support, everything you can name. Thank you for that. Congratulations on your campaigning. You always run a really beautiful and fair and clean campaign, always. Politics is, really your both education, higher education.
I would say public service.
Yes.
Yeah. Is
your passion, and you do it better than anyone I know, and that's the gospel truth.
Thank you.
Lisa Metropolis, maybe the second, And then your big party Friday, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
On your election, because you're the current incumbent and you're running again, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I love you.
If the listeners hear a police scanner issue with police being called to 1127 Ranfield Lane, it's because there's a casserole there.
Wouldn't be the first time they showed.
You're not kidding.
I'm working on that. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks you,
for
Dale
having me.
Weighill.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Love you too.
Zach and Celeste, Lainey, love you. And Terry Bean has entered the studio. This has been the Kristen Woolow Show.